Well, hello world. Welcome to this little empire. You're in my kitchen. And I am making a couple of things for tomorrow. This is actually the first time I have cooked for my parents in a couple of weeks because I've been sick and haven't been cooking. And then my mom's been calling me, oh, don't cook. Not if you're sick. Please don't. So it makes her happy. So I haven't been cooking. So today I'm cooking. So what I'm making today is chicken and dumplings because when, my throat's still recuperating a little bit. And it's kind of like chicken soup. So that's good for you when you're recuperating, right? So I'm making chicken and dumplings, plus they absolutely love it. And peach cobbler because, fruit. So I have my peaches all cut up. That's 5 peaches, fresh peaches. You can use frozen too. So I'm making this cobbler, and it takes 1 stick of butter, which is in the pan in the oven melting. And I'm going to add a cup of flour. Get that over here. I like to make a cobbler for several reasons. First, this one's really good. It has a nice sweet topping. I don't like the ones that don't have a very sweet topping. This is a nice cake, like sweetness topping. And also, it's so easy to mix. So I'm going to do 1 cup of flour. That's backward. Level it off, put my cup of flour in there. Look, almost out of flour. Luckily I have more because I'm going to need that for the dumplings. Move that out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to need another cup of sugar for the top. My sugar, look how lumpy this sugar is. My goodness, it's gotten damp. Humidity, that's what humidity does. If you don't live in a place with humidity, you wonder what it does. It does that. It makes things clump together. It's one of the many things it does. So let's do a cup of sugar, and it's, the lumps are messing it up. Cup of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and measure the other cup of sugar because I'm going to need another cup. Rid of the lumps. There we go. Get that ready. Get this out of the way. Oh, I forgot to get it out one of my pans. That's okay, I'll get it. Let me see what my butter's doing in here. Is it melted? Not yet. It's getting there. It says put it in the oven and melt it. I think you could put it in the microwave or the stovetop too if you want it. So let me get a little whisk. Every day, I think my voice gets a little better. I'm going to try to do a ministry live tomorrow. I hope I can. I haven't been able to sing, play the piano and sing. I can play piano, but I haven't been able to sing in 2 weeks, and it's driving me crazy. So here we go. I mean, I spend my life singing pretty much. When I can't sing, it's like, oh no, I must be able to sing. So I need some baking powder. I use this baking powder. It is aluminum free, and I need 1.5 teaspoons. Let me get my measuring teaspoons. Okay, it's actually kind of damp. Let me fix that. There we go. Let me just get the half one. Yeah, that one's not wet. Okay. It's 1/2 teaspoon. I need 1.5, so. Oh, this is lumpy too. Everything I have is lumpy. Pun intended. Okay, everything I cook, all my food, and me too. Everything lumpy. Too. Oh, come on. Break up here. Alright, there's 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Put that down. Stir this together. Just whisk it together. Okay. Gotta have that stirred. And then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk to that. Let me get my milk. Oh, here's little Miss Gwenny waiting for some milk. Hey, little Gwenny. I'm not getting actually milk for cats right now. I'm getting milk for cooking. I got to find my, where is my measuring cup? Oh, there it is. Unfortunately, I think they know the milk container. All right, let me get 3/4 of a cup of milk. go. Hello, how are you? Hi. Good evening. I'm making some chicken and dumplings. I've already got the chicken cooked. Okay, so let me make sure. Hello, Miss Queenie. She's hiding over here, my little cat. Let's see. We're going to do baking powder, cup of sugar, milk, and flour. Okay, yep, that's all I'm putting in here. 3/4 of a cup of milk. This is going to be our cobbler. I'm making peach cobbler. That's our cobbler batter. And I'm going to switch to a spoon because that other will get... the whisk will get too messy with it. Kind of have a little small of a bowl here. Trying not to make a mess. I gotta check on my butter, see if it's melted yet. It's not melting on the stove top, so I put it in the oven. It actually tells you to put it in the oven. It seems to take an incredibly long time to melt. I'm being stalked back there. Okay, here we go. Oh, maybe I could have used the whisk. Okay, here's our batter. Ooh, looking at it look good. Sugar, flour, and baking powder, and milk. That's all this is. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. I'll switch to my little scraper. Let me get my pan of butter out here and see how it's doing. Queenie, you waiting for a little taste of milk, huh? Yeah, I see your ear flicking. Now let me pull this pan out here. Oh, it's about melted, all right? Okay, here we go. Put this down. So I just got to stir this butter around here. Get it to finish melting. It's a stick of butter. And it's a nice warm pan now. I'm just going to stir it around, get it to finish melting. Just about there. And then you're going to pour this batter on top of the butter. You don't have to stir it. I see that this is actually not very level at all. Because the butter, it's all coming to one end. I don't know if that means my counter's not level or this pan isn't. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put... I see what you're saying. Hi, Karen. I'm doing well. I'm still getting over this cold. Whoops. Hello there. It's been a couple of weeks. Every day's a little better. But, you know, it takes forever. So I'm going to pour the batter for the cobbler all in this pan on top of the butter. And then I'm going to pour in these peaches. And you can use whatever fruit you want. Now, the recipe calls for 2 cups of fruit. Personally, I don't think that's nearly enough because I like it a lot of fruit. Otherwise, it's just a lot of cake. And the whole thing about making this is you want the fruit. So I doubled the fruit. So this is actually 4 cups of fruit. Those are fresh peaches I cut up, peeled and cut up. Hello. Doing pretty well. Okay, so then you're going to put a cup of sugar on top of the fruit. And I don't increase the sugar at all. Even though I'm doubling the fruit, I don't double the sugar. Trust me, it's plenty of sugar. So that's a cup of sugar. There's a cup of sugar in this batter too. So, yeah, don't add extra sugar if you add extra fruit. Ugh, sweet enough. And then we're gonna stir this sugar in around these peaches. Now the recipe tells you to just sprinkle it on top, but I find this to work better. Otherwise that sugar just stays in a big old lump on top, and I think mixing it in the fruit is much better. Mixing it around. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to take these peaches and the sugar, and we're going to just drop it all on top of this. This is peach cobbler. And that pan is really hot. It's making me hot. Okay. I'm just going to spread them around a little bit. And that goes in the oven, 325 Fahrenheit, for 45 minutes. And basically until it's bubbly and the cake part is browned. If you add a bunch of extra fruit like this, it might take another 10 minutes or so. Oh, I'm sloshing that butter. Okay, now, yeah, it's too hot to pick up since I had it in the oven. So let's put it back in the oven. I really want another pop pad. Hold on. There we go. Now that I got stuff in it, it's heavier. I can't hold on to it. So here we go. 325. Oh, there you go in the oven. All right. We're going to do 45 minutes and then check that. All right, there we go. So now, boom. What we booming in there? I don't know what we got going on there. All right, let me wash this bowl real quick. I'm going to need this bowl. I think Winnie gave up on me and left. So now, I have some chicken cooked, and we're going to make some dumplings. And these are real easy. An old southern United States dish. Dumplings. Something my grandmother used to make without ever even having a recipe. She couldn't tell you her recipe. She didn't know it. She just put, flour into a bowl up so high and grabbed so much. Hi, how are you doing? Grabbed so much shortening and added this and mixed it with her hands till it felt right. And there you go. Made dumplings. It's like, Grandma, I don't know how to, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to feel in right. I don't know what it feels like feeling right. Nobody could ever do it like her. So I found this recipe, and it's really pretty good. It's pretty close. So I have my bowl. I like it. You don't have to use the mixer. And I did forget to get out my pan. Let me get out my pan. Yeah, Winnie left. She figured her little snack wasn't coming yet. So I'm going to put this on the stove, and I'm going to add some chicken stock. I'm going to start with one of these containers. And I usually end up adding more. Sometimes I don't add more till the next day. Because this always is better if you make it the night before. At least I think it is. So, there we go. I wonder if I should go ahead and add 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and add 2 now. Let's add 2. I have plenty. This stuff was buy one, get one free. Oh, yeah. Now you can make your own chicken stock from cooking chicken if you want. This is just short. Okay, so I'm going to turn that on. And bring it to a boil. And we're going to make our dumplings. Alright, so let me get that recipe. Let's go. Someday I will be able to talk and sing normal again. Someday. It just seems like it's been forever. It's been 2 weeks. It's not forever, but it feels like forever. Okay, so we're going to put in here. I've already got 2 chicken breasts cooked and shredded. It says 3 cans of chicken broth. That's actually double that. Then I'm going to do a 1.5 cups of flour. Let's see, where's my flour? These are kind of like noodles, only a little squishier. And no egg. Noodles usually have egg. 1.5 cups. All right, let's see how much we have here. I'm gonna have to empty a new one into this. That's gonna be almost a cup, not quite. All right. Actually, I think I have. Yeah, that's a 1.5 cups. That's a 1.5 cups measuring right there. Let's put that there. Okay, that's how much I need. Let me get my new flour and dump that in here. I still find that as the day, as the evening goes further and further on, the more hoarse and hoarse I get. I start out in the morning where I can talk almost normal, and by the end of the day, even if I haven't been doing a lot of talking, it's not like I've been doing a lot of talking. I haven't been talking much to the cats, only people here. At the end of the day, I'm still kind of losing my voice. And then tomorrow morning, it'll be fine again. but it is seriously getting better every day. Woo! And I'm making a mess here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And I'm going to top that off here. Put that in the bowl. Okay, let me put the rest of the flour into my container. There we go. And we will need more flour for rolling that out. Okay, so now I'm going to do, see what's our next ingredient? Teaspoon and a half of baking powder. It's like the same as the, I'm going to see if I can shake this up. It's lumpy. There we go. It's the same amount that's in the cobbler. Teaspoon and a half baking powder. One, come on. We're ringing the bells today. Come on, come on. Two. It's just really simple, doesn't have a lot of ingredients. Three. So that's flour and baking powder. Uh-oh. I seriously can't hold on to anything. Everything I touch, I drop anymore because my fingers have this issue where I can't grip. Okay. And 1 1/8 teaspoons of salt. So that's a little more than a teaspoon. Salt. Oh, even with the rice in here, my salt is lumpy. It's been humid. Okay, teaspoon. And that's like a teaspoon and a quarter. Close enough. Okay. Then we're going to put in, we're going to mix that. And we're going to add 1 1/2 tablespoons of shortening or lard. Yeah, that. All right, let me see. Where's my, where did I, oh, here it is. Looking for my whisk. I'm going to stir that together. I think I'm flipping it around here. There we go. Let me find a little pastry cutter here. Here we go. Ooh, I have this new one. I don't know if I've used this one yet. This one's a lot sharper than the other. Okay. I have this shortening. This was, oh, can you quit doing that? Every time I touch it, it spins. All right, tablespoon and a half. This shortening is in these blocks because that's all they had in the store when I got this. They didn't have the container. That's tablespoon and that's tablespoon. I gotta have it kind of flat though. Well, that's probably a half. Tablespoon and a half. And you can easily double this recipe if you want. Is that more like a half? I think so. Okay, so let's cut it here. Spoon and a half of shortening. You're just going to dump that into, I do believe you can use butter if you want with this instead. My sister-in-law did that one time. She called me and said, oh no, I don't have any shortening. Can I use butter instead? And I'm like, you know, I really don't know. But maybe for dumplings. So she tried it. She goes, oh yeah, they're still good. You can use butter. She liked it. I didn't taste them, but she said it was good. Okay, 1 1/2 tablespoons. That is a tablespoon, right? Yeah, 1 1/2 tablespoons. And then you're going to take your little pastry cutter and kind of mix that all around. Try to get like mixed into all the flour, which is, you know, a little challenging because it's not a lot. Just kind of, you can do this with your hand if you'd rather. It is just kind of messy. Let's do that. So yeah, this is the first time I've cooked anything in 2 weeks. Other than I've warmed me up something to eat. Or cooked me something real fast, like grilled cheese or something. But this is the first time I've made like a Sunday meal. Dumplings! Oh, your mother always made them? I know. Isn't it like the most old-fashioned, homey, like, family meal? And I usually dump these on the counter. And then you get a big old mess to clean up. And I'm going to try to put them on this tray today and roll them out instead of making a big mess on the counter. Because then I can wash this tray easier. Although I'm still sure I'm going to have somewhat of a mess on the counter. Okay, so there we have it pretty well mixed in. There we go. Yeah, not bad. Let me see what my chicken stock is doing over here. Oh, it's almost boiling. Okay, good. I'm going to have to turn it down in a minute, because I'm not ready. Let's turn it down so it'll stay hot. Okay, so then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk, which again is the same amount I put in the cobbler. Isn't that hilarious? It's like the same. It's cobbler but chicken. Okay, so we're going to dump the milk in there. And we're going to get another spoon. Oops, can't grip the spoon. And we're going to mix all this in. Oh, I really want to quit doing that. I can't quit bumping it. Here, let's just move over. Keep bumping it with my elbow. I don't usually do that. And then it spins, because I have it on a Lazy Susan. Okay, so here's the, now this isn't a whole lot of dumplings, but that's okay. That's what I was doing. If I make too much food, my mom will go, oh, I can't eat all that. So I have to be careful that she doesn't complain. Okay. Because I leave her whatever, you know, is left over. She gets all upset. She thinks it's too much. So I try not to make it too much. I got this all over my hands. Comfort food, it sure is. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to put on this tray. This is a huge tray. I'm going to put some flour on the tray. Hopefully it doesn't stick terribly to the tray. I've never done it on a tray before. I've always done it. It's a cookie sheet. I've never done it on there before. I've just always put it on the counter, and I thought, well, you know, this would be a lot easier to pick up and wash. Why don't we try this? That's what I'm doing. So here we go. We have it in a pile. And we're going to put flour on our hands. We're going to kind of mush it around. So it's really sticky, so I'm trying to unsticky it a little bit here. Let it pick up a little bit more of that flour. Okay. And then you can either roll it out or pat it out. And these don't have to be super, super thin like noodles. I actually do make noodles too. Homemade egg noodles. That was my mom's recipe. This is my grandmother's, my dad's side of the family. The noodles you got to roll them out and let them dry though. And that takes several hours for them to dry. This doesn't have to dry. Okay, so I like to just kind of pat it out, but you can definitely get a rolling pin and roll it. Well, this is really doing well. I don't think it's sticking as bad as when I do it on the counter. It's not sticking. Look at that. I'm loving it. Okay. Like I say, get a rolling pin if you want. Oh, it seems to be so much less of a mess. Then you can get a knife. Or what I like to do is get a pizza cutter. It's a lot faster. Let me make sure we're not sticking. Oh yeah, this doesn't stick. Do it on the counter, it sticks so much more. And of course, if you have like they make mats like to roll, like pastry mats and stuff. You can get one of those, like a vinyl pastry mat to roll it out onto. But I don't have it, so we're doing this. All right, let me see if I can find my pizza cutter. Is it in here? Thought it was in here. Everything else is in here. Well, pizza cutter. Okay, here we go. So then you can just take and you're going to make strips or squares or rectangles or whatever you want to make. However big you want to make. Oh, these measuring cups are in my way. Please stop. There we go. And I'm just going to do this. They aren't 100% the same size, but it doesn't matter. All right, let me turn this back on up high again. And then you're going to put these in the boiling chicken broth, and you are going to cook them, simmer them for 8 to 10 minutes. So fast. And then you shred the chicken, which I've got it shredded over here, and then you just add the chicken in. The pre-cooked chicken. Okay? And you can do this at an angle, you can do it straight, you can do whatever you like. I kind of like to make it bite-sized. My grandmother would make them really big. Probably faster. But, you know, this fits on a spoon, fits in your mouth better. So I've gotten where I make them bite-sized. I like it better. It's just easier to eat. You don't have to then try to cut it in the bowl. It's been so long since I've made dumplings. I'm telling you, making them on this tray seems so much easier, and it'll make me want to do it more often. Oh, there we go. We're boiling. So let me take the lid off. Somewhere I have a scraper. Oh, here it is. I knew I had something. Here, see, look at this. So this, I'm going to pick up these dumplings, some of them. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Where has this thing been all my life? I got this at Hobby Lobby. Look how amazing. So I'm just going to take them and dump them into the little dumplings. Dump them into the boiling broth. Try not to get my hand burned with the steam. I can't believe this thing. Oh, my goodness. It's the first time I think I've used it. Look at that. How many they pick up? Woo! Burning me. So here's taking bets that my mother is going to tell me again. She remembers my grandmother draping them over her fingers to go put them in the pot. She's got to tell me that story every time I make these. Every time. Same story. I remember seeing your grandmother. It wasn't even her mother. It was her mother-in-law. I remember seeing her drape them over her fingers. Yes, Mother, I know. You told me 8,000 times. This is our life now. This is what she does. Okay. Is there anything else you remember? How about any other story? Oh, look, I can just pick that up, take it over there and wash it. How much easier is that than cleaning the counter? I'm putting it in there 8 to 10 minutes. And let's turn it down to like 2. And I'm going to stir it a little bit. There we go. Stir it around, make sure they're not really sticking. Set my timer over here. And I am done. Dinner is ready. And we'll have a vegetable with that. I think I'm going to have like frozen mixed vegetables just because they're easy. You know, since I'm coming back from being sick, let's don't kill myself the first week. Your mother dropped hers by a spoon. Oh yeah, so that's like a drop kind. Yep. I've heard of that too. Great big balls of dough. Yeah, I bet it was still so good. I've actually had those before too. I know somebody used to make them that way. It's still really good. Okay, so I am done, and I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad my throat at least, you know, stayed for the most part here. Oh, let's see what it says. Aging is hard. Yeah, I know. It is so much harder than you imagined it was going to be. You should record a few of her stories. You will love hearing her voice. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. I might have to do that without her knowing, because if she knew it, she'd probably go, oh, no, don't. I'll just turn it on. She won't know. She won't know. Yeah, you're right. After she's gone, I'll wish I heard her saying it. I know that's true. Okay, so I'm going to go. Thank you. Good night, Karen. I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to go. And let's see. I'll do my makeup in the morning. And I'm hoping I can do a ministry live and sing tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to go. But maybe I'll do a short song. But I at least want to try. I at least want to try to do that because I haven't done that for 2 weeks either. So I'm going to go. Have a very blessed evening. Thank you for watching. Until tomorrow. Good night.